the election in Uganda was a sham. We have all seen by oral indication that the election in Uganda was not free and fair. Now, it's quite absurd that um, Museveni has been in power for 35 years. But this kind of election, what happened in Uganda, it's quite amazing. Uh, Museveni got really a very strong competition from a man who was a young man uh, who actually gave him a very stiff competition. And with that competition, Museveni was very scared this time all around that he was not able to garner the support he had wanted. He did not get the support he thought he would get. And that's why he appeared a very scared man all along. Museveni got Bobby Wine, who really make him run for his money. And now what happened, what is surprising is that the election in the first place, the big question people are asking, which is quite amazing, that if he had ordered the biometric machines, these biometric machines were supposed to use, they were supposed to use internet, and then he shut down the internet. How fair is that feel? That you are the referee and you control how the election is going to be conducted. That's quite absurd. So it means that they never used those machines. One striking thing you would wonder is actually you have to see the result itself, how the result was conducted. Why? Why the result was the way it was. It's quite funny because how could you win the same result if you see the result of Bobby Wine and the one for, if you can see the result for Bobby Wine was exactly a replica of what the result in the last election with the PCJ. The result was the same. How come? How can the result be just the same? It's quite funny that the result was that way. If the result, how could you see Museveni won the same amount of votes he had won when they ran with PCJ last time? And now you can see the difference is just the same. It's the same percentage that the man won the election with. That shows clearly that they did not count, they were not even interested in counting even the votes. What they were counting, they just read the result. If they were using biometric results, biometric kits, how did they get the results without internet in Uganda because the internet was closed? That is really, this shows how uh, the country has gone down. Because surely, if we have to show that we are superior like that, then we are not making any progress in Africa. What is wrong with Africa? It's quite funny that in Africa now we have a dictator who doesn't want to leave power. He wants to stay in power forever and still stay there and claim that he won the election. That's quite absurd to claim yourself to have won a result which is just a replica of what you have been showing. The internet was blocked, opponents were intimidated. Bobby Wine was actually placed under house arrest. And, you know, as Achebe said, until the lions have their own historians, a history of the hunt will always glorify the hunter. The hunter will be glorified for that. So it's quite amazing that we are not going to change anything in Uganda because the history of hunting will always glorify man as the greatest hunter, and not um, it will not glorify the lion as the greatest hunter, so long as the history is written. The TV which was announcing the result is owned by Museveni's daughter. These are some of the things that we need to ask ourselves. Museveni has been in power for that 5 years, intimidating Ugandans all of the time. He scares before election, the military was strolling in Uganda, scaring them, always reminding them that if you don't vote for me, you will go back to the days of Amin. Idi Amin, dictator Idi Amin, and then they get scared, they vote. But surely, why is Museveni doing all of this? He has been the darling of the West. One of the things which has made Museveni is that the West looks, they close their eyes. He's getting all of these millions of US dollars in aid. He has financed the military, which is occupied by his own people, and even the contracts are given to his friends. So they literally want to suppress the people of Uganda. It is upon the international community, more especially the United States, to come up clearly and condemn. They need to condemn. He needs to be condemned. We can't continue to do that and just claim that Uganda is free and fair. Uganda is not free and fair. How can it be free and fair when actually what is happening in Uganda is the intimidation? See that one. That is the house of Bobby Wine. The military are surrounding it. He can't go to talk to his agents. He can't go see how the election is going on. And then this is in the full glare. Museveni has killed people. The military has threatened people. And the international community is just keeping quiet. That is quite absurd. We can't live like that and the community goes on. The Ugandan people need to be liberated because this is total disregard that the election which were announced are not the ones which were tallied. Actually, Bobby Wine won the election. So it's really upon the international community to come up and try to help the people of Uganda. Uh, Even in some historians, they say uh, Museveni is from Rwanda, and they were together with Kagame, who has also decided to stay in power. Some of these people who come as liberators and then they turn around to be um, dictators. It is surely uh, Museveni needs to leave power. And what he has done is that Museveni is not preparing leaders to take over. You cannot be a great leader if you cannot prepare a successor who is going to succeed you. And that's one of the things that the international community has failed totally to help Uganda. It is high time that the people need to help Uganda attain independence. It should be a wake up call that we need to help the people of Uganda uh, to attain their independence. They cannot without the international community, and actually, it should be possible that if the people in diaspora can voice, because you cannot be a referee of an election where you control what happens, you don't want people to campaign, you close their phones, they were blocked in their phones, and then you expect a free and fair results. It is high time that, as Chinua Achebe had said, that until the lions have their own historians, the history of the hunt will always glorify the hunter. And actually, here he controls the media. What goes in the media? This is draconian rules which needs to end, and the people of Uganda have really suffered because all the contracts which are given, they are given to relatives. It's it's a pity that we are seeing this in Africa. And when I grew up in Kenya, we were told when we were being suppressed, even getting a cell phone was hard to get in Kenya. And we used to be told that in Uganda, a kiosk vendor owns a cell phone. That time it was new to us because we were so suppressed. But thank God that we moved on from that ourselves, and we don't have that problem anymore. Even if we are not perfect, but I think we are better. So really, I know Uganda is uh, among the largest beneficiaries of the Department of Defense in the U.S. Of the program of train and equip program, and they get billions of money because they are helping is a strategic place to bring peace in the East Central region. But we cannot do this at the expense of Ugandans. We need actually to help the Ugandans and liberate Ugandans so that they can have uh, independence and where they can be able to have a free and fair elections. You cannot give shoddy um, accolades to Uganda as a beacon of hope, but it's a time that our brothers of Uganda who are in the diaspora were with you, that change will come soon in Uganda. Thank you very much. And